Valleys of Wales, a region of breathtaking natural beauty and the location for one of the most iconic rounds of the FIA World Rally Championship. As the Rally of Great Britain reaches an incredible 80th anniversary, the world's greatest rally drivers return to the roads of central and southern Wales for an event that commands the greatest of respect around the WRC fraternity.
I feel like the rally is one of the most legendary ones. Very long history, like you just said, and a lot of actions happened here, lots of fights for the title in the last rally, so you know, it's really a legend.
Ever since I started watching rallies, Wales Rally GB, it's just a rally. It's always looked the same. It's always been grey and always muddy. So it's got a lot of history, and it's always nice to come here.
What makes it also classic is fighting with the interesting weather here, because the weather can change so quickly. We have seen snow, ice, fog, rain, and even dry conditions.
Well, despite being traditionally run in the mud, fog and rain of the British winter, these spectacular forest roads remain some of the most loved on the calendar. Watch this move. With this move to September, these stages, when dry, become quick. Seriously quick.
Some stages are really fast, so especially if they are dry. Even when it was muddy, it was very fast. So if it's dry, for sure, it will be even quicker. So it will be very, very fast in some places.
The biggest difference for me is that the temperature is higher. What happens now if it rains, it can dry out very, very quickly as well. So it makes actually tire choices difficult now, this time of the year.
Well, Sébastien Loeb certainly doesn't need complications as the Frenchman's relentless pursuit of an unparalleled title continues to gather momentum. Ironically, the only man left with a realistic chance of halting the Loeb juggernaut is his own teammate, Mikko Hirvonen.
Just take it rally by rally, and you know, I'm really happy how the season has gone. Okay, I was really hoping to get 1 or 2 wins already by now, but we've been really strong as a team, and we are very close to secure the manufacturer's title. So that's the first goal, and then we'll see how the rest goes.
Second to Sebastian, 3 out of the last 4 years now. It's becoming a bit of a habit.
Yeah, luckily no one else has done it either, and I've always been the second, so that's something.
Well, Mikko's chances realistically require a major slip-up by Loeb. The championship leader holds a 54-point advantage with only 4 rounds remaining. Peter Solberg's non-score last time out in Germany has all but ended his own dwindling chances. And in the Manufacturers' Championship, as Hirvonen mentioned, with the right result this weekend, Citroën could retain the title in Wales. The Blue Oval currently trail by 123 points. M Sport remain the leading privateer outfit. Well, you certainly can't discount the Ford boys in Wales, though Solberg is tied with the great Hannu Mikkola with the best record here on 4 GB victories, while Jari-Matti Latvala claimed an emphatic win at the end of last season.
Yeah, I won my first rally here and won the World Championship, and seems like we have got really good rhythm, and maybe my driving style suits this very well, and we have been close here to win also the other years.
When you look at the history of all the guys who have won it, it feels fantastic to win this rally as well, because Kankkunen, there is Henry Toivonen, it's Roger Clark, Colin McRae. It is great to be a part of those guys.
We know we can be strong here. Both drivers, they've, as you say, they've both won it in the past. So we know we can be strong, but we just need that little bit of luck to stay with us, and just find a way to keep putting more and more pressure on Sebastian.
Well, Wales Rally GB continues its new look route, travelling across the length of the entire country with the main base in the nation's capital, Cardiff. A start ceremony on the north coast is followed by a trip south on day 1 for the classic mid-Wales tests, Dyfnant, Hafren and Maiheren. But the first major test for the drivers came in the form of qualifying. It's been a key feature of this year's World Rally Championship, and as ever, Citroën Sébastien Loeb was the man to beat once again. Lady Luck was shining down on the Frenchman. The rain began to fall, and by the time Peter Solberg entered the stage, both the Citroëns were through. It was a valiant effort from the Norwegian, beating Mikko Hirvonen's time, but with grip levels becoming unpredictable, he arrived at the flying finish just a fraction of a second slower than Loeb. Good enough for the runner-up spot.
320 long. Opens over crest, extra long, keep in 60, keep left over jump 60, slow, 6 right plus into 4 left half long tightens, 2 minus half long, tightens a little, opens 30, 4 left tightens, 2 minus tightens.
1/10 of away from Loeb. What was the rain doing in there?
No, hell, he started completely dry, no rain, nothing. I had not much rain, but it's enough to destroy your braking a little bit into the corner. So I did maybe brake a little bit early, a couple of places, and it was a little bit slippy.
Yeah, and the Citroën Junior driver Thierry Neuville making his WRC debut here in GB in the DS3. Once again impressive, 4th fastest through qualifying. 2011 GB winner Jari-Matti Latvala, he had a difficult time though. Well, the teams then travelled 300 kilometres to the far northwest of the country to the seaside town of Llandudno for a special rally show and an opportunity for the North Wales fans to meet their heroes. And this was also the location for the official opening ceremony and the road order selection. Qualifying winner Sebastian Loeb choosing 3rd on the road. Well, this is how the crews will line up going into the first morning. Thierry Neuville has taken the gamble of running first on the road, followed by Mikko Hirvonen and then Loeb. The returning Matt Wilson will start 9th on his home event, with Chris Atkinson 10th on his first gravel rally in the Mini. Outside the top 10, Martin Prokop and Evgeny Novikov will have a cleared line if grip conditions are dry, and 6 times African champion Yanni Habig starts in 13th. Well, on to stage 1, and Julian, the Duffnet stage, 20.48 kilometres. Look at those conditions though, they're not looking too autumn-like or winter-like out there.
Well, that's it. We've moved from November to September, but you wouldn't have thought it. Heavy overnight rain, very, very slippy and slimy, a slimy base top really. Neuville first on the road and really struggled in there.
I think that's exactly as I would describe it, a really slimy surface, making it very difficult to find the grip out there. But it was rain just before the drivers got there, Julian. A relatively heavy rain shower as well.
Well, that's it. Obviously, Thierry, first time here, and he has been first on the road a couple of times this year through mistakes, but he picked there. And it was interesting to see how he got on. Mikko Hirvonen 2nd on the road. I don't know, Citroën seemed to have fielded everyone ahead of their man.
Yeah, you know, it would have worked out for these boys at the front of the field had it not rained. Well, in fact, that's completely wrong, Julian. Had it rained even more, well, it'd have been okay. It didn't really rain enough, did it, for the 2 boys at the front?
No, it didn't, and these guys, Petter went behind Sebastian Loeb, picking 4th on the road. His teammate obviously going behind him as well. And the 4 boys, I think, basically see this as an opportunity, a chance to get some time back on them.
And Petter Solberg, in the pick ceremony last night, he said, look, I want to beat Loeb, so I've got to be near to him on the first day, and that's why he went for 4th.
Well, that's it. Everyone to try and get and catch this man Loeb. It doesn't matter what rally it is, even if he's not too keen on it. He is so quick. A lot of logging going on as well. You see how slippy and muddy it is in that section there.
This stage very much amongst the trees. It does open out a little bit towards the end, but the majority of the stage under the trees, and there's a big breeze blowing out there, but that wind not drying up the stage.
11:55, 4 quickest so far. You happy with that?
Okay. It's not easy. It's really muddy. Grip changing, and so I was not so confident. I didn't do a very good stage. And that will be a bit faster, but it's okay. I didn't want to take big risk in the first stage.
6 right half long tight, 5 plus over crest.
Remember, Colin, on soft tyres, all of these drivers this morning. Citroën taking 2 spares, Ford taking 1. Balance more being the thing.
Just remind us of that extra weight advantage you get, Julian, with just going with the 1 spare.
It's about 22 kilos, but it's a confidence factor. Petter Solberg through the stage, 11:53.5, and that was quicker than Sebastian Loeb. You must be happy with how the day started.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that, you know, and it's a good start. The car works good, so it feels can be a very interesting weekend. You know, I knew yesterday that the car was good, and that's good.
10 years since Solberg took his first ever win in the championship here in Wales, Jules. But this man was last year's winner, Jari-Matti Latvala. A small mistake in qualifying meant that perhaps he didn't get the road position he would have liked.
Well, that was it. Obviously, our 4th former winner of this event, downhill, very quick, and again, still very muddy and slippy. Now, running slightly further back, you can see some of the corners have been nibbled. There's a bit of mud flown out, but also there is a line now starting to appear.
Mads Osberg, what can he do this weekend, Julian? He really struggled in Germany, particularly on day one. Didn't get the right setup of the car, but he likes Wales. He went very well here, years ago, and he was a child in the Subaru.
55.0 before your time card comes in, second quickest.
Yeah, it's a good stage. I'm pushing hard, and that's the aim for this event. We will push on all stages, so no moments here, so that's good. So we will push a bit more then.
So this is how the leaderboard looks then after the opening exchanges. Solberg leads the way, 1.5 seconds ahead of his compatriot Osberg, with Latvala making it a Ford 1, 2, 3, and Loeb down in 4th position. Well, it's advantage Ford early on in Wales. We'll head straight back to the stunning roads of Rally GB in just a few minutes. Well, welcome back to the incredible surroundings of mid-Wales for Great Britain's historic round of the World Rally Championship. Bennett Solberg has made the best getaway after stage 1. He currently leads a Ford 1, 2, 3. Well, here we go, Jules, into stage 2. Sebastian Loeb.
Playing catch-up, isn't it? It's not very often we hear that, but yeah, playing catch-up at this moment in time. But Sebastian, you can never, ever kind of like give him anything. He'll take anything he can off you.
This, the famous Sweet Lamb stage, Julian. Different in characteristic to the first stage of the rally. A little more open, a little faster, perhaps.
That's it, this man's got a lot of speed at the moment. As we've seen so far this morning, Ford's having a good run. Particularly this man, Petter Solberg, out front at this moment in time.
And in these conditions, it's all about confidence, knowing where the grip is, Julian. And for sure, Solberg seems full of confidence ahead of this event. He does feel as if he can push for the win here.
Well, that's it. But he, as you said earlier on, he's got a great record here. Mads Osberg here, another man who's showed lots of promise in years gone by. Can this be his weekend?
Well, he certainly showed some great pace. Second quickest through the opening stage of the morning, Mads Osberg, and he wants to continue that. Jonas Anderson on the notes there, doing a great job. Running with Oyt Tanak and Koldar Seat now, Julian. They had, well, an up-and-down rally in Germany a few weeks ago into the Walters Arena complex there. It's a great spot for spectating.
That's it, a power steering issue for today. Just basically heavy steering occasionally, not all the time.
And it didn't break, did it?
Yeah, it was intermittent.
Yeah, it caused him a bit of a problem. Great to see this man back. It's Matthew Wilson. His last event, Julian, was Monte Carlo. He'd never done qualifying before.
No, it's really bizarre. He'd never done qualifying. And he was impressive in qualifying. Struggled a little bit today.
This man?
Well, this man, I think, he keeps saying he's happy, but I think he would want more out of today, Chris Atkinson.
I really do. I really think that he has to start showing us a little bit of pace at some point. But then again, we can't rush him, Julian. It's only his second event and his first on gravel in this Mini.
That's it. He's taking a much more mature approach to the gung-ho Atkinson of youngster years.
He's got one of the highest crash ratios of any top-line WRC driver, and he wants to change that. Now, back
He'll love you for that, won't he? Now stage 3, Meheran, we can tell because of the windmills.
Yeah, and just look how different this stage is now. It's very open. As you see, the wind turbines there, Julian. They're not windmills, they're wind turbines on the hillsides. Sebastian Loeb making the most of this quick stage.
I've done a really good stage. The fight with the Fords is really hard. So we have to push. It's very sleepy, very difficult to keep the car on the road. Sometimes you have a big slide, and I think you lose some time in that. But that's it. I've done a good stage.
Just a little bit further back in the stage there, Jules. It's Petter Solberg. He had a good start to the right, going so well for him.
You know, just losing fractions just all the way through the stage. Nothing big, no one big moment, just fractions here and there. And it's some time lost at the end of it.
It's not a lot, but it was very sleepy, and I didn't want to go further, even if it took a little bit, you know. Just have to realize maybe I had 2 new tires, it can help a little bit, you know. So, but okay, I'm quite happy with that, you know, so it should be okay.
Go back into the stage, and it's Jari-Matti Latvala. This is the stage, really, Jules, where he picks things up and he starts his charge. Latvala just seemed to find something in this stage, a little more confidence, perhaps a little better feeling. Did say it's a stage he enjoys, though. He has had problems in this one in the past, I remember. He said he enjoys it, and it showed it with the time he set.
Yeah, it's not a stage he enjoys. He loves this stage. Absolutely loves this stage. He started the stage in 4th place, and with the time he sets there, he goes into the lead.
That's a storming time.
Yeah, this is my favorite stage. I always waiting to get into my hair in. It's a great stage. I had a moment in a half run because I went with a very, very slippy right hand in the beginning, and I went off the road and I hit the wood stamp and I pushed the tire off the rim. It was a massive vibration. I lost the concentration for a while, so it just took some time to get back to the feeling, but now it's going all right.
Well, the top 4 then flipped on its head with Latval's time. He jumps into the top spot with Solberg dropping down to 3rd. Östberg bumped down to 4th place. Mikko Harvinen remains in 5th and still just about in touch with the top positions. Into stage 4, Jules, it's the second running of the definite stage, and the weather looking a little nicer this afternoon.
That's it, and 15 seconds between the top 5. It's going to be an interesting afternoon. Mr. Loeb getting himself all geared up. Roads are still damp, obviously now a little bit rough as well.
And just look how wet it is on the start line. They're really struggling to find traction off the start line, but Loeb and Elena into the stage.
It's just so quick, even though it's damp and slippy. Mikko Hirvonen was saying on the shakedown day how fast it is in this rally. It's really quick. It just makes it a bit more tricky with the conditions the way they are. Still on soft tyres again. 2 spares for the Citroën, 1 spare for the Fords. Again, the balance thing for them. Tell you what, Citroën could utilise those 2 spares, but obviously they are eating into their allocation, which Ford aren't.
Well, as it dries out, as it becomes more abrasive, Julian, you do wear through the tyres more, don't you?
So soft tyres again, remember.
Absolutely. All the boys have gone out on softs all day, actually. I don't remember anyone going out on hard tyres today.
So quick, you can see small bits of dust there from Petter as he's powering his way through stage number 4 here.
Well, Petter Solberg, his target has to be Sebastian Loeb this afternoon, Julian. He lost that lead to Latvala. Went behind Loeb in the previous stage, desperate to get it back in this one, and my goodness me, that's commitment. What are quite narrow stages.
It was commitment, but just look at the difference in the driver, kind of, I'm trying to think what the word is.
Style, Julian.
Posture as well. It's very, very relaxed there, Jari-Matti Latvala. A new, well, not for this weekend, it was new in Germany. The lower the steering wheel, and they've raised the
2
dash.
seconds quicker than Sebastian Loeb, so that's going in a really good direction from him.
Yeah, it's going very good, thank you. I have a very good feeling with the car, honestly, at the moment. The only question is how the tire's gonna be now. It's been surprisingly dry in places, but still soft is the right choice. But we only do 1 spare, so let's see how it's gonna be.
Mads Östberg, great day so far from him. Julian, I'm still reeling at that fact that you just threw in about the driver position. We'll maybe talk about that later on. But Mads Östberg, well, he's having an excellent day. He really is, as you say. We know how quick he can be. He's been quick here in the past. He's taken a lot of confidence from the results he's had earlier on in the season. And I think he's a contender for a podium.
Careful.
Why would he take 5? Why not take the extra 1?
Well, to be honest, the car changes a lot with 2 spares. I think many of the drivers are struggling a bit with that to get the car working perfectly with 2 spares. So I'm not able to find the correct setup with 2 spares. So I'll rather go with 1 and drive on bad tires than to have the balance wrong.
Well, Ford certainly getting their tyre tactics right at the moment. Latvala's lead has been extended to 5.3 seconds over Loeb. Solberg remains in 3rd, just ahead of his compatriot Östberg. Hirvonen continues to slip further behind in 5th place. Well, it's on to stage 5, the Hafren Sweet Lamb stage, the second pass through the Hafren Sweet Lamb stage, just under 25 kilometres. And just look at that countryside, and just look at this man. Oh, a little wide there from Sebastian Jules.
It was a little bit wide there, and then beautifully into the hairpin. And power. It's still, it's not dry, but it's not wet. Those soft tyres are going to be taking some punishment. Loeb obviously with the 2 spares. It's going to be a difficult one. Ford are going to have to really look after their tyres to keep, they're only the 5. But remember, they will have better tyres coming towards the end of the event. It's a tactical decision.
It is a bit of a tactical decision, but Sebastian Loeb obviously doing his best, Jules, but in this stage and the next one, he goes on to lose more time to the Fords. That extra tyre, wasn't able to use it well. They weren't able to take advantage of the extra grip, and the Fords really did dominate this afternoon's Lupa stages. Sebastian Loeb finishing the day in 3rd, Jules.
Well, I've never heard both Mikko Hirvonen and Sebastian Loeb before saying we just had no grip, and just struggling. They tested long time with the used tyres, and they thought they were going to be fine not utilising the new ones, and they weren't. It cost them big time.
a really fast section, this one, Jules. It's incredible how quick this rally is. Even although it's still a little slippy out there.
Sebastian, at the end of the day, stage 6, you're going to hope the time's better than what it was in 5. Latvala was so quick in there.
Yeah, but I think it will be the same again. But we have no change. I was flat out everywhere. But when the grip is so low than that in second pass, I don't know if it's cleaning behind or if we are not fast with our car. But we have no change.
Are you concerned about this?
No, because I don't need to win.
Yeah, so no real concerns from Sebastian Loeb. Let's have a look then at stage 6 with Peter Solberg. It's the second running of the Mehern stage. Solberg, Julian, tell us, what's he changed?
Well, if you take a bit of a look, he hasn't changed anything. Look how high his steering wheel is from when you see Jari-Matti Latvala in car. You're reeling in that one, I can just tell. Anyway, getting back to the action, don't cut there with those stones. Now, the Fords, they've been able to mix and match their tyres, use them all on softs. But I tell you what, the two Fords in stage 5 and 6 were unbelievably fast. Incredible. I nearly fell over when I saw Jari-Matti's time. Do you know, 5.
Ford were very concerned about the steps forward that Citroën made in Germany. But if anything, Julian, they've taken the advantage back here. Certainly on day 1 of Rally GB, the Citroëns don't really have an answer to the pace of Latvala and Solberg.
No. Oh!
That was a huge moment. That was a huge moment. He could
He never told us about that.
He did not. That was so close to going off down into the ditch and the trees on the right-hand side. The power is just keeping the foot in there, Julian, that keeps him on the road.
It's the belief in keeping the foot in as well, you know.
Better stage 6 is over and done with. Day 1 is over and done with. The last 2 times for the Ford team have been massively fast. Why?
Well, I think they did the right choice to take one spare. I think that's maybe the big difference. Car works good. Okay, a little bit difficult in the fast because it's quite soft, the car, but it's okay. I feel safe with the car, and I think that's the main thing. And Jari is doing some incredible times, and he is on the case, and it's nice to see that the whole Ford team is doing well. Mats is doing also well. That's very nice.
Yeah, Jari-Matti doing some incredible times and on the case. That is an understatement this afternoon, Colin, it really is.
Do you know what? Jari-Matti Latvala, we know how fast he is, Julian, but he struggled to put it together consistently. Today he's done that. He took it easy through stage 1 where it was difficult. He's just got so quick, though, through really the rest of the day. And this stage here, Julian, an incredible stage time to finish the day for Latvala.
Well, I say stage 5 and 6 were incredible. But tell you what amazed me today about Jari-Matti, at the end of the day, having set those 2 times, was there wasn't the nervous excitement that we've seen before. The kind of like, oh my God, I've set a really fast time.
He's really controlled, he really is. He knows what he's got to do. He's very relaxed, Jari-Matti Latvala. He's relaxed, and the times have come today for him. And, well, just look how quick it is.
The fans are really appreciating him on that mission down that hill there. This is on a really fast section down now, down back towards the windmills. I remember when we drove this on the recce, it's incredibly quick coming up. There's a bit of a crest and a jump coming, and then it's downhill through the windmills. Just watch and admire.
Looks very, very calm in here, but with the stage times, particularly in the last couple of stages, it's kind of been some mission, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've been trying to push, and the target has been trying to make difference to the Citroëns, and I'm pleased with the performance today. First 2 stages in the morning, I wasn't on my best, but then I started to get the feeling.
It's quite scary how fast you've been.
Well, I'm very pleased. The car is going really well, and I'm enjoying. That's the main thing. And it's great to drive. I haven't had this feeling for a long, long time.
So at the end of day 1 then, Latvala holds a 12-second lead over his teammate Peter Solberg. Sebastian Loeb a further 9.2 seconds back in 3rd place. A good day from Osberg in 4th.
Peggy 3.
What makes a driver a champion? Determination, speed, courage. There are many drivers with these qualities, but they're not always enough to make a champion. A champion needs something more. When you push yourself to the limits, there is only one thing that can really make the difference: control. This is your challenge. This is WRC3.